Hello and welcome back to another episode of Outer Rim Rambling with myself, the Outlaw Adam Neeson, joined as always by the Jedi Knight Danny Brown. Danny, how are you, my friend?
I am all good. How are you?
I'm good. We were talking before about creamy pints,
Mm-hmm.
and if there's one man in the Star Wars universe I know loves a creamy pint,
Mm.
it's hand to Mon Mothma, Erskin Semaj, but also the actor who plays him in Andor, Pierro Niel-Mee. How are you today, sir?
Very good. Yeah. Also now craving a creamy pint of Guinness.
Yeah. It's
Mm.
it's one of those things, like we were talking before, people splitting the G and stuff. I just like a nice sip. I like being in a bar. But if a bar doesn't smell like old cigarettes, I don't trust them.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I miss the days of I don't miss I missed the days of smoking inside.
Hmm.
Um, which I feel like is something I'll never quite get over, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I
I
think
do.
there's a certain level of celebrity that you can get to where nobody can say, "Here, come on, don't be smoking."
Yeah, yes. Yeah. There are some places though you go abroad sometimes you can smoke in bars and that really it really is heaven.
Yeah.
Whenever I went to Vegas and you could smoke inside casinos,
Yeah.
like I was like, I should buy cigarettes specifically just to do this.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. To have the feeling of chucking some cards down with a cigarette in your mouth.
Yeah, be great.
Just have a go. You know what? It was the noticeable change for me, even though I was too young to actually be smoking myself at the time. They banned smoking indoors, but it was the change of cinema seats. You know, when your cinema seats used to have all the cigarette burns in them, and it was also your cup holder, but an ashtray as well. And then it all started to change, and they got the new seats that didn't have the ashtrays and didn't have the cigarette burns anymore. That's when you knew it was really over.
I can't remember. I remember airplane seats still having the
Mm.
trays in them for
The little panel they opened up.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. But when I think about people smoking inside now, it seems completely insane.
Hmm.
Mm.
The idea of 50 people in a pub smoking indoors, that I can't believe it went on for as long as it did.
Yeah.
I am sort
It's
of quite glad it's not happening.
it's you know what? This is not how I expected this podcast to start, but hey,
Yeah,
here we are.
yeah, we haven't mentioned a single thing about
By start, you know what? Do you reckon they smoked inside the cantina in episode 4?
100%.
Oh yeah, that place was cloudy.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No rules in there, definitely not.
Big old lock-ins, just everybody getting the binds and joints out. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Um, so, Piero, where does your Star Wars journey begin before actually getting to become a part of it? Were you a fan?
Yeah, my God, it begins like honestly from day dot. It's actually one of my earliest memories was seeing my dad got the original trilogy on. They did like a special edition, um, like a cassette like videotape thing of it. It's like that sort of beautiful golden box, like golden silver. I can't
Mhm.
remember, quite shiny. But oh, he got that. So one of my earliest memories was sitting on his bed watching. Yeah, is that it?
Was, was it that one?
No, it had I think half of it was like Darth Vader's face.
Mm-hmm.
It's like very metallic.
I
Is that video was that the original trilogy
That's
like
yeah,
video
that's a
tape?
VHS collection there. Yeah.
Wow, I mean,
I
God,
think that's maybe the one that came after the one you're talking about. I think the one you're talking about, you're right, was like a gold set because then
yeah.
they did it again, but they did like a silver version of it for the DVD trilogy release.
Okay. Okay, yeah. I remember it very well. It was like it was cardboard. Well, not cardboard, it's cards, you know. But yeah, so I remember seeing R2D2 and C3PO walking through the desert. It's like one of my earliest memories, and it completely blew my mind. Like, what is that? And then my another sort of very early memory is the first time I went to the cinema. I saw Phantom Menace at my local cinema. And it just, yeah, that was like, I think that kicked off like a massive love for Star Wars and for film in general. I got the cassette, I got the tape on my for my birthday, and I think I watched it like every day for so long. Cried every time Qui-Gon Jinn died.
Mhm.
So yeah, and then I was just massively into it, basically. And then yeah, I'm a prequels boy. Um, and I was, yeah, so I was kind of obsessed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was there like at that age, did you know you wanted to be an actor?
Yeah, I
Pretty,
did actually. Yeah,
yeah.
I did when I was quite young. I don't know why. I think yeah, I did. I spent I used to live in quite like in like quite a rural area, and my I spent sort of a lot of time on my own, and I think I would just like run around with lightsabers and just pretend I was in Star. I think like we all did, but I took it very seriously. And I just didn't have any mates, basically, is what I'm saying. Yeah, so yeah, I think that like world building and getting into it and stuff like that probably led to me actually becoming like an actor. Like how fun like escaping into those worlds was.
And
Yeah.
did you kind of have your sights set on getting involved in projects like Star Wars? So I suppose obviously there was a while there where we didn't have any Star Wars, and then the sequel trilogy comes out, and there's kind of this renewed interest, and people are kind of like, oh, we can go for this. I mind even going down to Dublin for like some of the early editions for Force Awakens, and
Yeah.
just everyone seemed to be like hyped for Star Wars again and wanting to get involved. Did you find yourself even at that time sort of being like, I can be in a Star Wars?
Yeah, yeah. When I auditioned for the sequels. I auditioned for Finn when
Mhm.
I was about 18, 19. And that was the first time. Well, no, you're right, because before that, I think that there'd been like whispers of it coming back, but it seems so far-fetched, the idea of Star Wars coming back before the sequels. That's so, yeah, it's such a funny, it doesn't even feel that long ago. Like the idea of a seventh film
Mhm.
was kind of mad. But yeah, I auditioned for Finn, and then I auditioned for a couple of smaller parts in the rest of the sequels. Yeah, but it's not a world that I ever thought I'd be in, or it was never in my mind. Like eventually I'll get to Star Wars, especially when I was growing up, because it just felt like that was it. Um, and then after that, you're focusing on other things, and obviously, if you could be in a Star Wars film, it'd be amazing. I would always wanted to be one of those like in a fight like a rebel like fighter pilot.
And where do you, so in terms of your actual acting career, then where does that kind of journey begin? You say sort of Star Wars kind of helps you get into this idea of world building and playing a part, but where do you start as an actor?
Um, I think at school, I think just pissing about and like being like the class idiot, then going into like then doing plays, and then kind of like really enjoying that, getting a few laughs on stage and being like, okay, this feels pretty good. And then going from there. So I used to then suddenly you become, there's always like there's not that many theatre kids, and you become like the theatre kid or like the guy who does theatre, sort of my thing. And then I did a show when I was about 13 at school, and my art teacher came to watch the show, and she brought her husband with her, who happened to be an agent. Um, and he signed me then when I was about 13. So from then I just did like obviously I was at school, so I couldn't do too much work, but I do sort of one or two TV gigs a year. Um, I was always the like sort of teenager in the family mixed up in like an ITV drama.
Mhm.
I think in everything I did, I think I'd said the line, "Why is mum crying?" That'd be like my one line
Mhm.
per series. And then I left school, and it sort of freed me up to do theatre, and then I just started doing theatre really for yeah, I've just kind of solidly been doing that, and with bits of TV and film chucked in there.
But of course, you did, as any actor in the UK, the rite of passage of an episode of Casualty.
Yeah, yes. Yes, I did. Yeah, yeah, I can call myself a real actor. I couldn't do the bill. See, the bill was
Mhm.
the one that people cut their teeth on, but yeah, I got Casualty down. Yeah,
Yeah.
Were
very
you
proud.
were you raging that you couldn't do Holby City, so you could have worked with Captain Panaka from episode one?
Oh, well, I have actually. I did a reading of Othello with him actually.
Yeah.
When
Hmm.
so I finally got the chance to actually. Yeah, no, you're right. I was raging. We got there in the end. Yeah.
I watched a movie with him in it the other day, which was The Church. Sort of it's known as Zombie 3, produced by Argento, and he is sort of a background character who becomes the protagonist.
Oh wow. Okay.
And the whole time I was like, wow, Panaka's got some chops. Even though I know, like, famous for being the first black actor to play Hamlet, but I was like, this guy's got it.
Yeah, he's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. I saw him on stage actually a couple of weeks ago at the Old Vic. Very good. Very
Mhm.
good. Yeah.
Incredible.
Amazing American accent.
Yeah.
Mm.
Like, he's so smooth actually in that role in the Phantom Menace.
Mhm.
He's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although his character becomes a bastard in the
Mm.
extended universe. I don't know if you're into the extended universe
Actually,
Star Wars.
no, I'm actually. So what happens? Why does he become a bastard?
He sort of just goes along with the Empire. Like whenever they turn, he's sort of like, well, I'm not giving up this job.
Tut tut. That's bad.
Mm,
Hmm.
Fall from
Yeah.
grace.
Yeah.
mm,
Erskine probably was not his friend.
no.
No.
I don't know. He's probably disgusted by him. God, they would have. They would have met on Naboo.
Yeah, Erskine's
Hmm.
from Naboo, so it's possible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. So he would have been fighting against him for sure. So how did you go then? You said you auditioned for Finn, you auditioned for a couple of other parts in Star Wars. How did you end up landing the role of Erskine?
I'd met Nina who cast Andor. I first met when I was like 14. She used to cast Game of Thrones, her and Rob Stern, and I used to meet a lot because there wasn't that many actors my age. There were quite a few um, young characters in Game of Thrones. So I used to go out for Game of Thrones quite a bit and sort of got close to a few things. So I used to meet her quite a lot. So I think I've sort of known her for years, and then when and I've like sort of auditioned for her before. So yeah, she just sent a tape through in like 2022, at the end of 2022, which turned out to be Andor, which was amazing. And I was a massive fan. I was watching. I mean, I've said this. I said this at a couple of conventions recently. Actually, I was watching. Um, I was watching the series when I got the audition through, which is absolutely bonkers, and I was loving it. It was amazing, obviously, and she sent it through, and I was like, cool, and it was a a stock scene, and it said like an aide to a left-wing MP, and I was like, that's cool. It's a cool scene, it's cool written, but and I was like watching Andor, sort of like that day or the next day, and I was watching, I was like, fuck, man, I really wish I was going up for this instead, or like this as well. And then I sort of dawned on me, I was like, Nina does cast this. And I was like, looked at the sides again. I was like, that's fucking Mon Mothma. Surely. Um, and it was, and I knew, and then I was like really certain. And I think I emailed and I was like, can you just like the game's up? What is it? They're like, it's Andor season 2. Um, yeah, so then I taped for it. Yeah. I remember I had a wedding the day before I had to tape it. So I was like like very hungover. And I think it worked. It was like the betrayal scene, and I think they were like, this guy looks sort of desperate and sad, so let's get him in. And yeah, so that happened. Then I met Tony and Yanis and the casting team, and that's how I got the job. It was cool, and it was cool meeting Tony and well, getting directed by Tony. I didn't actually know much about Tony before. I didn't realize that he was like the Bourne trilogy and stuff. So I didn't go in like freaking out about meeting Tony Gilroy. So I think that sort of put me in good stead. And then we had a really amazing meeting. And yeah, it was like, yeah, directed by him. It was cool. And like being at Pinewood and stuff, and you're like, "Fuck, this is what a cool world." And I was sort of leaving in the cab back, feeling quite depressed. Like, I think I fucked that. And also being like, I'd love, this feeling of like, if I, yeah, I really want to get that in a depressing way when you're like, if I didn't, that would be really sad. And then I found out about hours later that I got it. So yeah, I was very, very glad, very glad.
Brilliant. And did the inner child in you that grew up watching those Star Wars movies just explode with joy?
Yeah, yeah, yes. But like in quite a contained way, I think. I think it was like a low level of freaking out. It was probably since actually, still to this day, I think it's still like it's just Star Wars is just like absolutely everywhere.
Hmm.
Like I think it's just insane how much I get reminded that I'm in it. Like most days there will be a reference to it somewhere, or you'll see a poster, or you'll hear something. It's crazy when it's on your mind a bit. And so still to this day, every time I hear Star Wars or a new bit of content comes out, I see something online, I'm like, I think about my character or where I fit into that, and that's still sort of crazy. But yeah, I was freaking out. My siblings were obsessed with Star Wars as well, so I wasn't meant to tell them anything, but I immediately just sent them a picture of the Star Wars logo, like the Star Wars thing.
Mhm.
And they were like, "What the fuck does that mean? What does that mean?" I was like, "Can't say anything."
You
Which like
tease.
was actually really annoying of me. I should have just not have told them anything and just waited for me to pop up. I think would have been way funner. But yeah, I was very excited. I was like gassed.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
going into the role, was it sort of there on the page, or did you sort of go back and watch the episodes of Rebels where Erskine appears and sort of take from that?
Yeah, it was on the page. I had a couple of months before I started. I mean, there wasn't a huge amount for Erskin, but I still was. I had a couple of months not prep, just like a couple of months off before. Well, I was doing a play that was only on a few times a week, so I had like time to, and I just sort of went into his back and I created. Yeah, I watched the Rebels episode eventually. I actually didn't realize he was in Rebels until way after I got cast. Um, I think even after I started shooting, I think yeah, the directors have mentioned it, and I sort of didn't know what he was talking about because he like wasn't. Giannis is, I think, being like of the Tony ship was like, I don't fucking care. I don't know. Apparently, you're like the character like pops up somewhere, and I thought he meant like in the series. I was like, I don't know. We didn't know what each other were talking about. And then eventually, after I got on the set, I think someone showed me a picture or something, and I went back and watched it. But yeah, so I did do a bit of like research into the whole thing. Wikipedia was my friend,
Mhm.
and I came up with this whole sort of backstory. For Erskine, which actually the first three episodes were the last block that was shot. So like 6 months later, at the when I got the sides for the wedding scenes, and like he then has this meeting with Luthen where he talks about where he's from, and it's just like it's completely different to what I thought it did. Like, makes no difference. But so I did like a little bit of watch what obviously was a good excuse to watch all of the films again.
Mhm.
Uh, and all the TV shows and just sort of really dive in there. So I turned up on set like proper Star Wars nerd, like ready to go. But you don't need to with Andor because it's its own thing. So
Mhm.
that quickly goes out the window, and actually it just becomes about the story that you've got to tell. It's in a very separate world, it feels like.
Yeah.
And even with working with Genevieve, she
Yeah,
obviously had done episode three, which was
yeah.
a completely different speed to what Andor was. Was she able to sort of give you the like come in and sort of give you the like lowdown of like don't be worrying too much?
Yeah. She was amazing. She like very quickly. We got super close and like very quickly took me under her wing and would sort of sneak me into her easy up and sort of bring out the script and be like, okay, look at this. Whereas I only had like the side. So she was like well on it with me, which was really sweet. Because I think like quite like I think she was really happy to have someone on her side. Because she really lives it, Genevieve, and like she really feels Mon, and she just is Mon in a lot of ways. Um, like just strong and graceful, and just like really kind and really welcoming. And yeah, we got on very well.
And you mentioned there about how Andor is kind of feels its own separate thing within the Star Wars universe, but even walking around the sets and the dressings and the props and all that are there, was it just that immersive world that you're kind of wrapped up in? What's it like being, obviously you're there to do a job, you're working, but
Yeah,
do you kind of lose yourself a bit in it, especially when you're getting in costume and all as well? Like, did you sort of feel wrapped up in a galaxy far, far away?
yeah. And obviously, like what makes the show so great is like the lack of special effect. It's like it's like the sets are so real, and there's not that much green screen, and a lot of it's on location, so you really can get like, yeah, really can like jump into the world. But it was great. It was really, I mean, also it's like it's funny, like it's really silly to like be on that set that you think, I don't know, it's just funny to see these like creatures, these aliens. You're not allowed to call aliens.
Mhm.
They're like, you're a fucking alien. as well. Okay, okay, fair enough. They get like quite intense. It's good, you know. So it's like creatures, and just like to see these creatures and just like sort of someone called Cart and like turn around and one of these guys just got like a leaf blower like in its mouth. It's like it's just so silly. Um, so yeah, it was really cool. Um, I remember my first day was on like the Senate pod, which is like iconic.
Mhm.
Um, so that was a really good like introduction into it. Like oh my God, this is real. But it is like I wasn't in too many. If I'd been like starfighters or stuff like that, I think I would have been, yeah. But a lot of my stuff was quite straightforward, like businessy stuff. There wasn't sort of too much Star Wars in it, apart from like seeing like troopers, because that was pretty crazy,
Mhm.
like so iconic, and like yeah, meeting all of them, just hanging around, like people just walk around on set with a cup of tea. Do you know what I mean? You're like, this is crazy. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. It's funny when you see people in the costumes but doing like normal stuff. Like I would do like some of the Star Wars cosplay stuff.
yeah.
I remember the first time seeing a Darth Vader cosplayer take the cape off and then realizing that the back of the costume, the one they had, didn't have a back to it. It's all just straps. So I was just like, oh, Darth
Really
Vader's
naked.
just in bondage gear. Like it
Yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
completely threw me
Yeah.
off.
Yes. So like assless, was it cheekless chaps or
Oh,
whatever?
it's old
Yeah,
assless
yeah.
chaps on. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, when you
Uh,
see stormtroopers, as you say, seeing
oh,
stormtroopers
it's
just do
amazing.
like everyday things, you're like, oh, they're just people too.
Yeah, yeah, totally. Like guys have a cup of tea outside the studio. There's a stormtrooper just having a cigarette. You're like, that's brilliant. That's so cool. Um, or like, I watched the series with a friend, and there's like a massive creature, and you're like, oh, that's Derek. And they're like, what? Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah,
Yeah.
it's a good vibe.
I was going to say between the three of us,
Mhm.
I know people listen to this, but between the three of us, well, let's pretend. Did you steal anything from set?
Everyone always asks that. No, I didn't, and I absolutely would have done. But I was actually very good. I was actually very well, but I was terrified of the whole thing because, you're not allowed to like take pictures or anything else. Fucking everyone else was just taking pictures like every day. So suddenly everyone's got this amazing like BTS. I've got absolutely nothing. But I would have done on the last day, but we got annoyingly the last we had this big 2 week, maybe 3 week section where we were all kind of in for the wedding. It was the first 2 episodes, and it was great because we were all just milling about and just pissing about for like 3 weeks, just like deep background and just having a laugh. And then the last day was most people on the set's last day of filming for the whole thing, like Alistair who plays Perrin, and I don't think it was Genevieve's um, and like Davo and Ben Miles, like we were all finishing rapping on this day, and then the night before at about midnight, these like strikes got announced. This the SAG strikes. So that day was pulled, and we sort of never got to say goodbye to each other or goodbye to the thing, and they got pushed to like 4 months, 5 months later, but they didn't use half of us for that pick. That was for the dancing. They sort of like didn't use half of us. We weren't called back. So if I had been called back, if I had had that last day, I'd have 100% taken the Chandrilla emblem that Erskine
Mhm.
on where there. Yeah, that shadow of a doubt.
Yeah.
I'd have taken that. Yeah.
That'd be pretty sweet. Do you find watching it now compared to actually being there and in the moment, you're kind of in two quite pivotal scenes. You've got the wedding scene, which is kind of a
Mhm.
big build up to the finale of that first 3 episode arc, and then the scene with Mon Mothma's speech, and you're kind of trying to help her get out of the Senate. You
Yeah.
know, did you feel at the time that those were going to be such pivotal, tense moments? Or again, was it just sort of one of those things that you're kind of performing it and, cut, done for the day, and then you see it edited and you're like, whoa? Or did you feel the weight of it when you were performing?
No, I don't think so. I think at the time, also because you don't know where it fits into the whole story.
Mhm.
Um, so I didn't know. I didn't. You don't see that episode. Was it episode 9? Is it episode 9? Let's get 7. Oh, 9, I think. No.
I think it's, let me see, three, and then I
Yeah, it
think,
is
yeah,
nine, and then the
9.
last three are Luthen dying.
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So it's yeah, nine, yeah. So I didn't see the rest of episode 9. So you don't really, and I don't really know how big long the episodes are, how big the episodes are. Like, so no, I feel like at the time just trying to do the best you can, without really. I mean, that sort of the director's job has that all in his head, but no, I kept it I kept it pretty sort of tunnel vision, and yeah, I think I didn't know how much of a massive moment, and since it's all come out, like I feel like the two moments in the series that people really have really like taken away from it is the massacre, the Gorman massacre,
Hmm.
and the extraction from the Senate seem to be the two big set pieces that people like that, that was insane. Um, and watching it back, it's so sick. Like the way they've done it is really cool. I mean, I really felt the tension watching it, and I'm like, I know what fucking happens, and I was like, oh my God, I hope everything's okay. It's the music. It's like you can feel the sort of like Bourne trilogy in it. I feel like that's where the espionage level gets really cranked up. Is in that episode. It's a very cool bit of TV actually. But no, on the day I was just sort of trying not to make a tit out of myself, really. Literally every day on set, just don't be weird. Just,
Were you thinking that specifically when you were stood beside Diego with his cool
well,
mustache?
don't be weird. It's really cool moustache. Yeah, but I know Diego was just really fun to work with. I never felt too. I always feel weird on set anyway. You've got stupid hair and a weird costume. Like you just feel weird in general. But no, yeah, Diego would always say if I he was actually a person I could go up to and be like, "Is this weird? Am I being weird?" And I could sort of yeah, I could guarantee that he would say yes, that looks weird or that was a weird. So actually, he was quite a good sounding board actually, Diego.
Hmm. He is a guy that's sort of like, obviously, main actor of the show, carried over from Rogue One, but he's like a stealth actor who's worked with like masters over the work. Like you watch like The Terminal, and you're like, oh yeah, he's in
Yeah,
this, and worked with Spielberg.
yeah,
It's like
yeah,
he's a guy that's been around for so long for Andor to sort of be his like not even big coming out party because he's fantastic and stuff like Narcos, but like the sort of get his flowers in a show that people thought was just going to be a weird spin-off of a weird spin-off. You know what I mean? It's a third generation from the original movies. You know, good for him.
great for him. I don't think I remember. I don't know how you got. I remember seeing the trailer for the first Andor.
Mm,
Did you guys have this? And you were like, "What?"
mm,
Mm.
I couldn't. I couldn't even remember. I remember watching Rogue One when I was way younger, and he seemed like a. I didn't even realize. I didn't remember the impact. Going back to Rogue One, you realize how much it's his story. But he forgot. I forgot even forgot his impact. So I thought, yeah, it was an odd. Well, not odd, but it was something that we didn't realize we needed as a story.
mm,
So what a genius. Yeah, I think what a great idea, what a great thing to pick up on, and what a perfect leading man to have for a series like that in Diego. Like, yes, the stealth actor you're totally right, is the term. But then again, my family were like, oh my God, you're working Diego Luna. I think they all had their own, my sister loved him in Dirty Dancing too. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, he's kind of everywhere. Um, but the perfect leading man, like amazing energy, amazing actor, unless we forget doing it all in his second language.
mm,
Um, Amazing leader, like a great vibe on set. Is as like fun as he is hardworking. And it feels like an actor's actor as well. Like you don't feel like you're working with someone who's one of the execs on it.
mm.
He's always on the actor's side. He's always on your side, and um, so maybe it's because he's not like mega, mega, mega famous that he's so like great to be on set with. He's so hardworking, and
Mm.
not that you're not hardworking if you're mega famous, but like doesn't feel like you're on set with like a star. You feel like you're on set with um like a very sort of valuable asset. Yeah.
Yeah, doesn't take it for granted.
No, and doesn't I think what people say about this work is like the best people don't take themselves seriously, but take the work very seriously. That's Diego to a T, I think, yeah.
Mm.
Just mentioned there how, Cassian sort of spun out of Rogue One, got
Mm.
the Andor show. Do you think there will ever be an opportunity for Erskine to spin out into his, will you eventually get to do Erskine in an X-Wing taking on some Imperial units, or do you think that's on the horizon? Even again, it sounds silly, but do you think Erskine could make an appearance in a future Star Wars project?
You maybe there might be a spin-off of a spin-off of a spin-off.
Yeah, of course. Why not?
As well with I mean the rate that they're churning things out, I wouldn't be surprised if in like 10 years time there's yes, Semaj is being announced. I would love to come back. My God, I think it'd be amazing. Yeah, maybe there's an opportunity somewhere. I don't know. I'd be they love their glup shitters, don't they? I think he's like, and he is like I think it'd be very funny if he just keeps popping up. That hair just sort of pops up
Mhm,
all around the universe.
It's
Um,
he is well, Mon is in Man, no, is in Ahsoka.
mhm.
yeah,
Would you would you love to appear with the hair, but just one white streak?
yeah. He's really been through it.
Mhm.
Yeah. He's really. It's taking that of Coruscant has just stressed him out. It's the lack of hairdressers on Yavin. Um, yeah, I'd love to. I think Ahsoka would be the only would be I think the only project that he would fit into or that I could do. I think 'cause it's sort of just within my what is it like 10 years later or something, maybe less. Let's chat on the weekend
Should be
actually.
like a screen.
Maybe less than.
Yeah.
9 after the battle, yeah, 9 ABY. So kinda.
Yeah, about 10 years. So I think I could still do it if it was in, but I have not been on the Ahsoka set. Uh,
Mm.
Okay. It
maybe.
was
They heard you were going to pinch stuff, and they were like, "He's not laid back."
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
have
So
you
no,
been on any other Star Wars set?
Mm.
uh, no,
Okay. It's
no, I
just
haven't. I have asked. I've asked to be.
mhm.
I got pally with the one of the dudes who runs the creatures, and I'd love to. I've been emailing and just not hearing anything back. I'd love to get I'd love to pop in one day on set and be an alien, a creature.
Mm.
Be a creature somewhere. I think would be fun. But no, I haven't been on another Star Wars set. No.
Just in case you wanted to give us some sort of exclusive, like if you and Ryan Gosling, like if your characters are brothers, you can tell us.
I would not be holding that back. I'd be so excited. Can you imagine? Yeah, Ryan Gosling. Do we know when is that? That's post
That's post Rise of Skywalker.
Mm.
yeah, God, so Erskine's probably about 150 by that
Just
point.
he's actually going to be. It's going to be like the start of Princess Bride, and Erskine's going to go in and tell his grandson the story of the Starfighter, and that's
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. All the Starfighters telling his grandson the story of Erskine.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
It's
Live
like he had beautiful hair. You're like, oh.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Being in Star Wars, and it hasn't happened yet, but I think the way they're going, it could happen, and I would like one for my collection, and of course you would like one, an Erskine action figure.
That'd be amazing. Incredible. Yeah, I would die on the spot, I think. I'd
Mm.
have a heart attack. Yeah. I did get given like sometimes when you do these conventions, people sort of make things for you. I did get given like the backdrop of one of those like action figures.
Oh, like a
So
Kenner style board card.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yes. With just crucially the action figure missing.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
That would be very cool. Yeah.
So what you're saying is, if anybody from Hasbro is listening, that
Yeah, I
you
know.
would, yeah, you want the next like Hasbro Pulse action figure to come out needs to be Erskine.
Yeah, I would like that. It's in my best interest and it's in their best interest.
Because you know, if they release a Mon Mothma, she's going to need her pal.
Exactly. Double up. Double
Hmm
up the profit. Come on, Hasbro.
Yeah.
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 Like
Entitled.
you're maybe the only one in Andor. I know there's extra characters, but like pivotal characters that doesn't. Maybe it's a Comic-Con exclusive.
Mm.
Maybe. I'd love to see it. I'd love to see it. You'll have to come out after his spin-off. There'll be
Yeah.
that'll do it. That'll finally clinch it, I think.
When he has his own range, he has his own quirky sidekick robot droid, you know. It's just
Yeah.
all the adventures Erskine gets up to.
Yeah, yes. So much opportunity there. I did mention that to Tony once as a joke when we were doing yeah, got nothing. I think he thought I was being very serious.
And
Apart,
you say about doing the Comic-Cons, obviously that's a new thing for you. How do you
Yeah.
find doing those? Is it strange? Is it exciting?
So fun.
Hmm.
It's so cool. It's so nice to like meet everyone and there's such a good vibe and like yeah it is strange. It's strange doing something that like because I never thought I'd be there. Do you know what I mean? So it's strange, sort of, yeah, doing something like a few years ago, and then suddenly you're in like South Dakota with like people coming up to you, like, but you should have great chats and like, I like talking about Star Wars, so like it's a crazy day of people just coming up and showing me, showing you amazing stuff they've made or just having a chat, asking questions about it. It's like they're really fun days, and like, yeah, I feel very privileged to be like part of that community. And you get given cool shit.
Mhm.
Like I was talking to someone about, Tatooine, and that was one of my earliest memories about Tatooine. And they came back like a few hours later, and they had a vial of like the sand from the desert they'd been to visit it, and they sort of gave me the vial of sand. I was like, that is so cool. I got a Qui-Gon lightsaber from this dude as well, like one of those like nice fancy ones. It's crazy. It's such a like, yeah, it's a really fun world. And also I get to meet like other people from the world,
Mhm.
who which has been really fun. Like Matt Wood, like
Mhm.
like we sort of see each other at these conventions and you sort of get like I don't know, you sort of like start making these like cool connections of people and you're hanging out with like Greedo or like Mundi, and you're like, this is sick. As like a fan, it's so fun. Yeah, it's really really fun. I just did one on the weekend actually. And loads of us from Andor did one down in Surrey. It's a really nice way to sort of reconnect with people as well. And like, yeah, it's good. It's a good laugh.
Mhm.
Apart from Andor, which you've starred in and grown up with the original trilogy and the prequel trilogy and then watching the sequels, have you watched any of the other Star Wars shows? I know you kind of said you watched the movie and stuff and you watched a bit of Rebels to get you ready,
Yeah,
when you were doing Erskine, but have you watched much of the other content, the newer stuff?
I've watched everything apart from the cartoons,
Hmm
animated series. Is cartoons the wrong thing to say? You never know. Sometimes
No, it's cartoons is fine. Again, cartoons are the best, but I would
they sound
highly recommend.
quite childish, but they're not. I just haven't got around to them. There's just so also they're quite there's just so many of them. They just feels
Mhm.
like quite a big undertaking. But I've seen everything apart from the animated series.
Yeah, I would recommend that's, you know what, see, come Christmas time and you've got that bit of time to like sit and enjoy them. I would recommend get through the first two seasons of Clone Wars and you hit the good stuff, and then Rebels. Rebels is really nice, and then you've got like the Vision stuff and the Teals stuff, and it's all, yeah, good storytelling, and also then the Samurai Jack,
Oh
Genndy
yeah.
Tartarovsky Clone Wars. It's only like two just over an hour long seasons, but it all ties into Revenge of the Sith, and it's class. It's unreal. So, would highly recommend.
What are your guys' like favorite era or like a bit of Star Wars content? Would yours be like Clone Wars, do you think?
I would. Well, I mean, I've got like little Clone Wars.
Oh wow.
I literally loved it that much. I put it on my skin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you and a lot of other people. I mean, it's like it's people go mad for it.
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah.
But yeah, probably Clone Wars for me, Adam.
Yeah, I'm a sort of like I love Han Solo and sort of like smuggler stuff. So Andor definitely appealed to me on that side. Jedi stuff, like but I like the sort of roguish underworld, underbelly sort of stuff. So
Yeah,
anything that's sort of just like pirates or smuggling stuff like that is just my bread
yeah,
and butter.
yeah,
Mhm.
nice. Yeah. What was
But
that? What was that one that came out earlier this year? Or like, was it last year?
Skeleton Crew?
Skeleton. Yeah, did you enjoy that?
Oh,
It's good, very, very
fantastic.
good.
Good,
Hmm.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was very Amblin,
Mm.
Goonies meets Treasure Planet, just
yeah, yeah, yeah.
good fun,
It was good fun. And Jude Law, brilliant.
Mm.
Fantastic. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
great casting.
Um,
Yeah.
and we'll wrap it up with a question we ask every guest. Danny thought I probably wasn't going to ask it.
I was trying to lead you into it by asking about the TV stuff because I was like,
Mm.
oh, this
Okay.
will naturally let Adam
Mm.
ask this.
Sorry.
And
Yeah, go on.
yeah.
In the Book of Boba Fett, there's a moped gang in the Book of Boba Fett.
Oh God, yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
you're saying, "Oh God, 'cause you love them that much." How much would you have loved to be one of the moped? How much would you love to see Erskine join the moped gang?
You ask that question to everyone who comes on the
Everybody.
Every single person that he's asked how much they love the Moped Gang from Book of Boba Fett, but now you're getting like an additional element to that question, which is how much would you love to be a part of that Moped Gang
Oh,
as
sorry.
Erskine?
So the question usually is, do you love them? How much do you love that
Yeah,
person?
yeah.
Yeah. And
What do
nobody has
people
ever
usually
said,
say?
everybody says they love them. Everybody.
Yeah, I don't. I don't. I don't. I, how much would I love to have been a part of that? Yeah, why not? I
Yes.
think, I
Yes.
think it's iconic. It's like being like, how much would you have loved to be in like the film The Room?
Mm.
It's like it would have been iconic to be able to say you were in that. Yeah, I'd have been on a little moped up at the back.
Hell yeah.
I could
Yeah,
see Erskine having the fanciest of all the mopeds, to be fair, like to go with his
yeah,
style.
Mm.
yeah. Very sleek monochrome.
Mm.
Mm,
Not really getting his hands dirty. I think he's there for moral support at the back. I think.
yeah.
Um, yeah, massive helmet.
Oh
Mm.
yeah.
Oh
Keep
yeah,
every
because you got to keep the hair. Yeah,
hair
yeah.
intact. So
He
like a
would
sort of bearer like helmet. Yeah.
he would fit in with the mod look. I'm just saying.
I think he
Saying.
would.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. So I'd have loved to have been. That's such a funny last question to ask. I thought it'd be like if you had to be in any, series or what's your favorite? No. What do you think about the moped gang?
We hit the hard hitting questions here, Pierre.
Yeah.
I love it. What do you guys think of the moped gang?
Oh, do you have an extra R?
Yeah, go on. What's I get the feeling, Adam, that you love them.
I do. I think that
Have you got a
because
complicated relationship with them? Is what I
no,
feel.
no, just pure love. It's I like the idea of a post-war group of teenagers who live out in the sticks and are taking inspiration from the big city. And it's sort of like punk rock, we're doing our own thing. Look at you, granddad. Like, look at them compared to like Obi-Wan. Like, they live in similar towns, but they're like, you know what, we're doing it. It was the choreography of some of the fight scenes a bit funky. Who cares? Um, so, but the idea of them, I just love them.
Yeah, fair. I think you've actually won me over a bit.
Yes.
I'm kind of with you. I'm with like like that Star Wars world being influenced by our own world.
Mm.
Like I'm into that. Like I love Skeleton Crew that when they're on their like the equivalent of being on like their bikes in like suburbia. I love that. I love that as an angle. So yeah, I'm with you. I think it's people just don't see the vision. I
They
think.
don't. They don't. And if anybody listening does fan art and wants to draw Erskine with the Bike King, just send it over.
Mm-hmm.
We'd all love to see it.
We all of us.
We'd love to see it.
I don't mind the moped guy. I like, you know what they remind me of, which it does endear me to them. They remind me of Power Rangers, and I do love me
Yes.
some Power Rangers. Even the action, even the choreography is very Power Rangers-esque, and I can dig that.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Exactly. I'm sure that's what they were going for.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think yeah, endearing. It's kind of like yeah, I think it gets overblown. I think they become one of these things that if someone dislikes a project or something, they just have to have like the poster boy for why that's so bad. And I think people have unfairly. It's like Jar Jar,
Hmm.
you know. Jar Jar wasn't bad at
No.
all. It's actually great,
Mhm.
great performance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But people just use him to
To bash the original trilogy. Yeah,
on the original,
exactly.
you know.
Or prequel trilogy. But yeah. No, that's exactly it. Everyone will have the scapegoat to pick on. So
Hmm.
That's it. Scapegoat. Yeah.
But thank you for joining us today. Feel
Yeah.
free to come over to the old Northern Ireland and come over and have some pints with us.
hmm
I'd love to. If I make it over, I will hit you guys up for
Please
sure.
do.
Absolutely.
And we'll see everybody next time for the next episode of this episode. I never know how to wrap these up, Danny. It's been going for over a
Feeling
year.
it.
Yeah.
I'm
It's
just
always
like 45 minutes and I'll wrap this up. Thank you for joining us. Listen, subscribe, tell your mates, whatever. And come back next week and we've got more of this shenanigans. We'll talk more about the Moped Gang. That's a guarantee.
yeah.
You put it in. But as always, and this is our little sign off, it's inspired by, of course, Andor. As always, we have friends everywhere. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
All right.
Come on, babe, why don't we paint the town? And all that jizz, I'm going to own 2 slaves and wear a vest that's brown. And all that jizz, start this ship. I know a Wookiee spot where the force is strong, but the volcano's hot. I'm a Toydarian. Tonight we'll have some fun and all that jizz. Wookiee. And all that jizz backed up. And all that jizz Hoth.
Make some films and then you change them some. And all that jizz, I put some narrative art inside a museum.
And all that jizz, my wife Melody, she wrote a book. I have a copy here, why don't you take a look? I am a filmmaker, and now I do concur. It's time to do that.
In the lobby party selling merch. And all that jizz.
Sound designed by Walter Murch, and all that jizz.
Come on, babe, we're going to walk the sky. I bet you Dr. Jones, he never flew this high. I sell a lot of junk, and there's some in my trunk for all that jizz.
Oh, I want to tell you about my new museum.
And all that jizz. Oh, those normie Rockwells, you just
Gotta see 'em, and all that jizz. Oh, Chicago didn't want it. Parking lots are what you wanted.
It's okay, I put it in LA for all my fans.
Come on, babe, why don't we paint
I
the
want to tell you
town?
about my new museum.
and all that jizz. Own two slaves, wear a brown
Those
vest.
Normie Rockwells, you just gotta see 'em.
And all that jizz. Start this ship, I know it will
Chicago
spot
didn't
where
want
the
me.
Force is strong, but the
Parking lots are
volcano's
like your
hot.
bestie.
I'm a toy dairy,
okay. I
tonight
put it
we'll
in
have some
LA
fun.
for
It'll
all
that jizz.
Oh, my wife wrote a book and
I love your look and all